They called him the eighth wonder of the world, a man who could walk into a room and make even the tallest athletes feel small, whose hand could wrap around yours like it was a child's toy. André the Giant was so much more than a wrestler or an actor. He was a story people told, a figure who felt less like a man and more like something out of a fable. But as famous as André became, there has always been another story floating in whispers and rumors, the story of his only daughter. Some claimed she grew even bigger than him, a secret giantess hidden away from the world. Others said it was just a myth, a tale too good not to tell about a man already surrounded by legend. To separate truth from fiction, you have to step back in time, to the very beginning of André's extraordinary life. André René Roussimoff was born in 1946 in a small village in France. His parents were farmers, ordinary people, and at first, their son seemed just as ordinary. But as he grew, it became clear he was different. By the time he was 12, André stood over 6 feet tall. He weighed more than 200 pounds. He wasn't just tall, he was enormous. A rare condition called acromegaly caused his body to produce too much growth hormone, stretching his bones, swelling his hands, and enlarging his head. For some, it might have been a miracle. For André, it was complicated. His size made life harder in ways most people never imagined. Yet, there was also wonder in it. He had strength beyond measure. He stood out in every crowd. People stopped to stare, and though that could be isolating, it also made him unforgettable. By his late teens, André had moved to Paris. He worked lifting crates, moving furniture, using the power that his condition had given him. Then, one day, someone suggested he step into a wrestling ring. He did, and the world of wrestling would never be the same. When André wrestled, people didn't just watch, they gasped. He wasn't just tall, he was massive. At his peak, he stood over 7 feet 4 inches, weighing more than 500 pounds. In Japan, he became an immediate attraction. In North America, he was marketed as the eighth wonder of the world. In every city he visited, tickets sold out. Fans came not just to see wrestling, they came to see him. His matches weren't just fights, they were events. When André walked down the aisle, you could feel the ground shake with anticipation. But the spotlight has a way of burning. André lived most of his life in transit, hotel to hotel, city to city, country to country. Airplanes were torture. He couldn't fit in the bathrooms. The beds were too short. Restaurant chairs cracked under his weight. And through it all, his body hurt. Acromegaly brought endless pain. His joints swelled, his back ached, his knees buckled under the weight they carried. Yet André pressed on, smiling in public, playing the role of the gentle giant. Privately, he drank heavily, not just for pleasure, but because alcohol dulled the pain. Doctors warned him early that he might not live past 40. He knew every day was a gamble, yet he never let that stop him. If anything, it fueled him to live fully, on his terms. Wrestling gave him the world, but it also cost him dearly. He was adored by millions, yet he was often lonely. People saw the giant, not the man. Despite the chaos of his career, André sought connection. In the late 70s, he was linked romantically to Jean Christensen. Their relationship was complicated, tangled in the whirlwind of André's life, but it led to something he had never truly imagined: fatherhood. In 1979, a baby girl was born, Robin Christensen Roussimoff. For André, paternity was not simple. He initially doubted whether Robin was truly his daughter. There were legal disputes, distance, and years of uncertainty. But eventually, the truth was clear. André had a child. He was more than a wrestler, more than a giant. He was a father. And yet, his life on the road made fatherhood difficult. André spent most of his time traveling, wrestling in front of thousands, or filming movies far from home. Robin grew up with her mother, while André was more often a face on a television screen than a presence in her life. People wondered aloud, would she be like him? Would she grow into his size, his strength, his myth? Over time, stories took. As the years went on, André's health grew worse. Wrestling took its toll, and his body could no longer carry the weight of his frame. By the early 1990s, walking was agony. He hid his suffering behind jokes, behind his famous booming laugh, but the pain was constant. Still, he kept moving. In January of 1993, André returned to France to attend his father's funeral. In Paris, staying at a hotel, he passed away quietly in his sleep from congestive heart failure. He was only 46 years old. The world mourned. For Robin, it was a complicated grief. She lost a father she barely knew, a man who belonged more to the world than to her. And yet, she inherited his legacy. In his will, André left nearly everything to her: his estate, his image rights, his story.
What do you hope fans will take away from this experience?
I hope they'll get a better idea of who he was as a person, not just the persona of André the Giant, but as a man. He was dad, because I saw him behind the ring. I didn't watch the matches, I saw him backstage. So I saw him before and after, but not during.
What did you love most about him as dad?
He was truly the gentle giant. You know, I never felt any fear around him whatsoever, and he really was just a cheerful person. It was great whenever we did get to see him.
Robin chose a different path than many expected. She did not step into the wrestling ring, nor chase the Hollywood spotlight. Instead, she lived quietly, carrying her father's memory while building a life of her own. From time to time, she has spoken publicly, sharing glimpses of her feelings. She has admitted the challenges of being the daughter of someone larger than life and the strange distance of knowing him mostly through other people's eyes. But she has also worked to protect him, to make sure the world remembers André not as a caricature. She carries the bittersweet truth that sometimes the people who belong most to the world belong least to their families. André the Giant will forever be remembered as a man too big for ordinary life, a man who made millions believe in something greater than reality. His daughter may not have inherited his size, but she inherited something more enduring: the responsibility of keeping his story alive. And in her quiet way, she has done just that. In the end, André's legacy is not just about being the biggest man in the room. It is about the way he laughed, the way he loved, the way he endured. It is about the gentle giant who played Fezzik, the titan who faced Hogan, the boy too big for the school bus who had to ride with Samuel Beckett. It is about a father and a daughter, imperfectly connected, but forever linked. Legends never truly die. They live on in the stories we tell, in the myths we believe, and in the memories carried by those who knew them best. And so, André remains not just in the ring, not just on the screen, but in the shadow of his daughter's life. The giant may be gone, but the story continues, because the world will never stop remembering the man who was, quite literally, larger than life.